Hello, thank you so much for joining my channel and watching my most recent video. My name is Nicole Norton and I have gone through gastric bypass. I had gastric bypass in November 3rd, 2022, and it's now just a little over 2 months later, and I am doing my 2 month check-in. And I'd like to say that it's been a perfect month and I've done everything right and I've dropped a bunch of weight and life is fantastic. And only some of that's true. Life is fantastic, but I haven't done everything perfectly. I haven't lost a bunch of weight. And, I'm just here to tell my truth in the hopes that maybe it'll help someone along that's either thinking of surgery or who has had the surgery. Um, I'm part of some Facebook groups related around weight loss surgery, and there's been people sharing some, really tough struggles that they've had with their surgery, and I haven't had any struggles. I am able to eat. So far, I've been able to eat everything I've wanted to eat, even things that I probably shouldn't be eating. Um, I've eaten too much. I've not had enough water. I've not hydrated enough. I started drinking coffee probably before I should have started drinking coffee. And I've had one dumping experience. And that I'm not even sure if it was a dumping experience. Um, and if I'm being really honest with myself and now with you, part of the reason why I haven't followed this 100% is because I haven't had any negative consequences. When I went into this process and I read all the things that I was supposed to read, and I watched the videos, and I, educated myself on what to expect, in my mind, I left with this understanding that if I veered off path, it was going to physically cause me pain or discomfort, or, an emergent run to the bathroom. And I haven't experienced that. Again, I think I had one dumping experience after having an entire piece of cake. But really, nothing that I've experienced outside of that one day has been awful. Now, have I had discomfort? Yes. Have I had the foamies? Yes. And if you don't know what foamies are, do a search on it in YouTube and you'll get the gist. Have I felt a little nauseous? Sure. But nothing to the point where I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die. Why did I have this surgery? And there was a period where I was eating things that I shouldn't be eating because I wanted I wanted that negative reaction to keep me in line. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I was looking for this surgery to give me physical cues so I would stop doing the eating that I wasn't supposed to be doing. Boy, what a revelation that is. Because that didn't happen for me. So now what I'm left with is having to teach myself how to do that on my own. Wow. That is quite a revelation. I'm literally just getting that right now. But it makes sense because this surgery is but a tool. And I still have to do the work. I still have to do the inner work. I still have to work through my demons and my food issues and my all of that. I still have to work through it. because the surgery isn't going to magically fix any of that. And I've said that throughout this process, but I guess there was a part of me that was thinking it was going to build those walls for me, and it didn't. It didn't build those walls for me. Um, so 2 months later, I have, realized that all of the work now has to come from me. And that means, picking the right foods, picking the right activities, um, and making the right choices. So let me tell you what is working for me. Um, First and foremost, it's my timers. So I have a timer that reminds me when to take my medications, because I take the pills that I'm on plus my multivitamin at 9 in the morning, and then I'm supposed to take calcium citrate 3 times a day. So 500 milligrams 3 times a day. And if I didn't use a timer, I would never remember to take those pills. Like, it just never would enter my mind. And so that works for me, doing a timer and and having it remind me when to take my next pill. Another thing that has really been quite helpful for me is setting a timer when I eat. So, in theory, I should be taking 20 to 30 minutes to eat my food. I'm a very fast eater, and so I have to force myself to eat slow. And the only way that really works for me is I'll measure out my food and heat it up or whatever. And then I sit down, usually in the chair that I'm in right now, and I take a bite and I chew that, pulverize it almost, swallow it, and then I start a timer for 2 minutes. And I wait 2 minutes before I take my next bite. And I do that to slow me down, to help me be a little bit more present when I'm eating my meals. Now, I don't do that when I'm eating out in public, because I don't want to, draw attention to myself. And so when I go out to eat with other people, I just really try to force myself to be slow, right? So I will, eat a bite, pulverize it, swallow it, my fork is down. I'll engage with the people that I'm with, and, talking with them, and then, I'll take another bite. And what this has taught me, or maybe not taught me, but what it's helped me see is that I then get that sense of being satiated with food, and so then I don't overeat, and it really has allowed me to eat less. And I will tell you that it's the only way that I can feel that sense of satiety without getting stuffed full. And so, like, for example, yesterday I spent the day with my mom. We went to breakfast. I was really, really good at breakfast. I ate just a little bit. I, chewed very slowly and all of that. But then later in the day, I was eating chips and salsa, or chips and queso. And boy, I was eating those like I hadn't had surgery before. And so, and I just ate and ate and ate. And then I was so full that, it was a little bit uncomfortable. So I know that when I'm mindful of the eating and I take my time, I can stop eating long before than if I'm just shoveling food in my mouth. Another thing that I've just started doing these last few days is I have gone back to the gym, and I will tell you that has felt great. I went back to the gym on February 2nd, so exactly 2 months after surgery, and I'm a swimmer. It's been a long time since I've swam, probably, at least a year, I would guess. But it felt great. It felt great to be, one, additional way of taking care of myself, is going out and getting that movement. And I find that when things start to fall in place with my eating and my exercising and all that, it all just kind of propels the next right decision, or the next right action. So I swam on the 3rd, and then I went back and I swam on the 4th, and then that consequently made me, really mindful of my eating, and measuring it out and timing it, and doing all those things. And so it just kind of, and then it makes me want to go swim, the next day, and, or go do another gym activity the next day. That every right action for me feeds into the next right action. And for me, that's where I feel my biggest sense of power and strength is going going to the gym and swimming. Now I'm trying to do other activities. So on the 5th, I went and did a team workout with the gym that I work at, that I work out at, and that was different for me. Working out with other people, and trying not to feel that insecure, and, oh, she's this, she's skinny or whatever, and just trying to focus on what I'm doing, because I want to work on this extra skin that I have here, and I've got this skin here in my neck that I want to work on, and then of course the rest of the weight around my stomach and stuff. But there's something about being in the pool that makes me feel graceful and eloquent, and all of those things, where when I'm walking on solid ground, that's not how I feel. But when I'm swimming, I feel powerful, and so strong, and it's a great feeling. It fills me with a great sense of pride. So that's what I'm back at. So, measuring my food, and eating slowly, and getting movement, and taking care of myself. No one else can do this for me. It's an inside job, right? It's all starts on the inside. And when I went into this process, I said I was doing the surgery because I wanted my outside to match my inside, because I do feel pretty good about myself, and I'm smart, and I'm educated, and I have a professional career that I'm very proud of, and a family that I love, and friends that I love, and I take time for myself, and I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I can spend time with myself, and not be lonely. But the outside of my body has never really matched that, or it really hasn't in the last many years. And so I did the surgery so I could get back to that place where my outsides matched my insides. But it's still an inside job, because I still, I could lose 100 pounds and still have those issues, right? The triggers, and the all of those things. And so all of it at the end of the day is still an inside job. And so I'm not really sure where I'm going with that, but I do know that no one else can give it to me. I can't buy it from a store. I can't eat it on a plate. It's all got to come from inside, and so that reminds me on a pretty regular basis that this surgery was just a small part of the entire puzzle of who I am and where I'm going. So the one thing I did do is I booked a cruise, a Caribbean cruise, sorry, in December of this year, and it's my daughter and me going. And, I thought it would be fun to do this as a way to celebrate, hopefully, all of the hard work I'm going to be doing leading up to that point, right? So hopefully I will be able to really celebrate the new body that I have been able to build with eating right and exercising and doing those things to take care of myself. And so physically, feeling comfortable in a bathing suit on a boat or on a beach somewhere. But also, I've signed up for some physically challenging adventures in some of the ports that we're in. So I'm also looking forward to that, being able to use my body in ways I've not been able to. Boy, and that sounds really bad, but of course that's not what I meant. But, being able to have that strength to climb up all those ladders, to do zip lining and swim with dolphins and swim with stingrays and do all those fun things and be physically active. I went on a cruise 20 years ago and I was morbidly obese, and I didn't exert myself not one little bit. I ate and drank, and that's really all I did. And I want to have a different experience this time. I want to be able to be active and strong and just adventurous. I want to be adventurous, and I want to see how far I can go and what I can do, and I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to doing the work from now until then and seeing what I'm able to do. And hopefully it'll have a great outcome in between now and then. But that's it. That's my check-in. I thank you so much for watching this video. If you're not a subscriber, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. If you click on the little bell after you subscribe, you will get notified when I get new videos. If you've got questions, please know that you can reach out and I will respond to you. If there's any videos that you'd like me to consider doing, I'd love that feedback. And until next time, thank you so much for joining. Have a great day.